Welcome back to Squarely on the Level. My name is Darren Kellerman, and I'm working in association with the Grand Lodge of Kansas. Before we get into it today, make sure if you like what you see, hit the like button, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the corner and the notification bell as well to be notified anytime we upload new content. Last week, holy moly, social media blowing up, a lot of conversation in lodges about this little postcard. You would have thought it was talking about a dues increase, but it's not. It's talking about needing your information and needing you to verify it. Well, what was going on? Well, you know what? We did a poor job of communicating that this was coming out. Poor job. I'll take credit for it. This program has been being looked at since about 2011. And I was part of the team back then that was looking at it. And we just couldn't pull the trigger for 5, 6, 7 years. And finally, the council administration said, we've got to do this. The database, not only at Grand Lodge, but local lodges, is getting farther and farther out of date, and we need to make a concerted effort to do something about that. So they did, finally. And that's huge, huge. But we just forgot to communicate it with you, and I'll be one of the ones that take the heat for that. And that's why I've been answering all sorts of questions over the past 2 weeks about what's going on. Yes, this is an official Grand Lodge thing. Boom, like that. No, the people on the other end of the phone are not Freemasons. No, your information is not being sold or given to anybody else. This is only for the Grand Lodge of Kansas use. At the end of the day, what are they doing? They're helping us update our database in ways that we can't. They're also trying to sell you stuff. Yep, that's part of it, because how much does this company cost in the Grand Lodge of Kansas to contact all the members? Zero. The average phone call is going to last between 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how much conversation you have with your person there. Think about that. Contacting 15 to 16,000 members, even at 5 to 10 minutes each. Yeah, Jan, Nancy, they couldn't do that. I mean, they'd be on the phone for 2 or 3 months just trying to do that. And that's 24 hours a day. So, no, I didn't figure the math out. That's just a ballpark figure. But so this company contracted the Grand Lodge of Kansas to do that for us for zero. At the end of the call, yes, you will get a sales pitch for 2 packages to buy merchandise and 1 package to buy a book similar to this one. This book here, Grand Lodge of Missouri, 2012. I carried this book around for several years, looking at it with the council administration, just trying to debate what we should do. We had a ton of questions about the privacy of the members of the Grand Lodge of Kansas, and we wanted to be ensured that that would be protected, not sold to third parties, not given to anybody. I don't need any more mail in my mailbox, do not need telemarketers calling, and the company that puts this book together doesn't do that. Only used for Kansas Grand Lodge purposes. Back in 2012, when this book was published, Grand Lodge of Missouri had 57,000 Masons. This book is really good size. It is huge. They got pictures in it, tons of information. It is awesome. It's a membership directory, if you will. We get calls at the Grand Lodge of Kansas. I get emails saying, hey, Darren, do you know an electrician in the Wichita area? Do you know a plumber in the Kansas City area? Do you know whatever, wherever? And the reality is, no. Even though it's on a guy's petition when he joins a craft, a lot of times we local secretaries, of which I am one, or 2 actually, we don't put it in for whatever reason. Or if we do, it hasn't been transferred over the years to the various databases. Well, this Maury database now that we've got is great at sorting that stuff out. And if I need a Masonic Mason to do some tuck point work in the Topeka area, with this membership directory, I could look that up once it's all compiled. Now, you want to know some statistics? I called the Grand Secretary and I said, hey, tell me what's going on with this. Well, in the 2 weeks since this program has been active, there have been 2,800 members respond. The company that does this says that's the best response they've got of any grand jurisdiction ever. So kudos to all you guys that have called. For those that haven't called, just get it done. Yes, they have talked to their staff about their sales pitch push, because reality is they've been kind of pushy in some instances and kind of downright rude. I talked to Bill, super nice, didn't get it. He says, Darren, would you like to buy this package with the shirt, a bag, and this in it? No, thank you. He goes, okay, what about this package? No, thanks, Bill. Hey, Darren, would you like to go ahead and pre-order one of the books? Matter of fact, I would. And okay, and he got me signed up for that. After we're done, I got the email saying, hey, if you'd like to submit a picture and a little bit more of a biography, please do, and we'll include that. Boop, done. My call with Bill lasted about 8.5 minutes. No pressure there. It was like talking to my grandpa, actually. I know for some of you, that hasn't been the case. Just some other stuff. 1,100 emails added to the database. Holy smack. Secretaries rejoice that this is happening. We've got 16,000 members in the Grand Lodge database. When a bulk email is sent out, only about 4,700 emails go out, because that's all we got. But in 2 weeks, this company has added 1,200 emails. Holy moly. Yeah, cell phones have been added. 1,157 cell phones added. Wow. How much that cost to Grand Lodge of Kansas? Nothing. All right, now the stuff you want to know about. I'll tell you what, you want to know what's going on this week? All you have to do is pick up your cell phone, your tablet. Boom. Let's find out what's going on this week right here. You should be, hopefully. You can go to the Grand Lodge of Kansas website, look at the calendar, but that doesn't have access to the trestle board calendar. You have to subscribe at trestle@kansasmason.org. Here it is on my tablet. I've got this on my phone as well. Not sure if you can see it. There we go, right there. All the yellow stuff is trestle board stuff. What's going on this week? Let me tell you what. On Friday the 5th, second degree at Unity Lodge 273 in Clearwater. Yeah. All these other things, regular study clubs. If you have a regular study club or degree work coming on, make sure you email us at trestle@kansasmason.org. Do you want access to that so you can get it on your device, your phone? Trestle@kansasmason.org. Just need your name, your lodge, and your membership number, and the team will get you access to that. And it's just a matter of getting it hooked up to your phone. Boom. I look at it almost weekly. Also, we've updated some of the area Facebook pages this past week because of the new structure. There'll be an article coming out in May in the Kansas Mason explaining it all. But for now, just look at the Grand Lodge of Kansas Facebook, and it has all the new area assignments. If you remember before, the numbering was somewhat backwards, going from right to left, and no rhyme or reason, it seemed like. There was at the time. Don't get me wrong, there was at the time. But now we've numbered it in a more orderly system, going from Area 1 on the left side of our state to Area 10 on the right side. We did reorganize some of the Facebook pages, and that has all been posted along with every lodge in each new area. But I want to tell you about some of the stuff coming up that you can find on these new area pages that's not on the trestle board calendar per se. Some of this is. Biggest thing this week coming up, Wednesday, April 7th, is the Kansas Lodge of Research Virtual Education. If you're not signed up for that, why aren't you? Robert Johnson, awesome speaker. He's been to Kansas once before. We flew him in and everything. There's some costs associated with that, but virtual education, he's doing it from his home. So the cost of that, zero. Cost to you as a Kansas Lodge of Research member, zero. You have to sign up for that. What's he talking about? Traditional candidate preparation and chambers of reflection. That is a word, a phrase that if you say chambers of reflection, you can watch grand lecturers' heads just spin around. Tune in, 7 o'clock this Wednesday. Brother Robert Johnson is going to talk about traditional candidate preparation and the importance, the potential importance, actual importance, non-importance of chambers of reflection. I'll post a link down below in the description for the Kansas Lodge of Research and how you, as a member, can sign up for that. Some other stuff going on April the 2nd in Clearwater. Clearwater got a lot of stuff going on this week. Unity Lodge 273. They're having a candlelight lodge on April the 2nd. Look on the area Facebook page for that. I think it's Area 4 it is, I believe, for some information about the candlelight lodge. They're wanting you to dress up in period outfit 1800. And they said overalls would be most welcome at lodge that evening. On the following week, April the 8th, down in Parsons and Altamont Lodge have joined their resources. They're going to put on 2 entered apprentice degrees, and I think they're having a meal before that. I think if they're not, sorry guys, but 2 entered apprentice degrees in Parsons. On Saturday, April the 20th, the Barnyard degree down at Conway Springs. Mistletoe Lodge and the guys down there have been having that for years. And don't be surprised if you see the Grandmaster show up in his overalls. I know Grandmaster Dale Morrow has been attending that event for many, many, many years, and I expect that he'll be there this year again in his overalls. They confer a degree, normally the 3rd degree, and at the end of that, the candidate, or the brother actually, is presented with a custom-made one-of-a-kind apron for that barnyard degree. So again, that's April 20th down in Conway Springs, just south of there, out on the farm. If you've never been to that, that's great. Wear your farm clothes. Beware of the deacon's rods. Many times they're pitchforks or shovels. April 28th, just got this on the calendar this week, doing a Discovering Freemasonry program out at Marysville Lodge. So I'll be going out to help with that. Thank you to Brother Nolan Sump out there putting that together. A lot of requests coming in this week. I tell you what, guys, I really appreciate all the information you've been sending me. This just came in the mail right before we recorded this. Virginia Lodge, number 315, having their 24th annual Fish and Mountain Oyster Fry down in Elsmore. Where's Elsmore at? It is down in the southeast corner of our state. That is April the 13th. It's a free will donation, so if you like fried fish or mountain oysters, join the Brothers of Virginia Lodge number 315 on April the 13th. If you want to get your stuff on the calendar or on the Facebook page, feel free to talk to first of all, your district or area deputy. Shoot me an email at kansasmason.org. All degree work needs to go to trestle@kansasmason.org, and we'll make sure we get it on the calendar for you. Until next week, this is, oh yeah, don't forget, if you liked what you saw in today's episode, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the notification button as well, because it'll put a little boop right on your phone or your device to let you know that we've got new content coming for you. If you liked what you saw, post down below in the comment section. If you got degree work coming up, put that down there as well. Until next week, keep things squarely on the level. So one of the unique things about doing this is that I do have some access to things that otherwise might go lost or unknown. And I'm always happy to bring those forward. And several weeks ago at the annual communication, one of those situations occurred. And a very special moment occurred at the altar at the end of the 163rd annual communication of the Grand Lodge of Kansas. And if you're there, it was very moving. I can tell you that I was aware that was going to happen because the Grand Master told me it was going to happen a year earlier. And I would love to share that footage with you, but I think now it's a very personal footage. And if the Grand Master wants to share that in years to come, he certainly can with those. But the footage that is lost is the footage that did not air at the annual communication. The Grand Master had prepared some final remarks to play right before he closed Grand Lodge, and instead we did something much, much better, I think. But people are like, there's a few people that know he did something. What was in that message? Well, folks, if you had read the Kansas Mason about Grand Master Talbot's What's Next message, then you know what's coming. But here is the message that was supposed to play at the annual communication, exclusive right here on Squarely on the Level.
When I think about service to the craft, it goes well beyond serving as Grand Master. It goes all the way back to whenever I was taking my degrees. You hope and you serve in the hopes that you're proving to be the caliber of man that they thought you were when they asked you to come in. Serving at your local lodge level on committees, and whether it's sweeping floors and mopping, or whether it's cooking, or whether it's serving in an officer's position. Serving the Grand Lodge when asked to do so, either on a committee or area district deputy, all of those levels, and then of course running up to the actual Grand Lodge officer line. As I mentioned in the article for the Kansas Mason, this last article, it's not about so I'm done, so what? It's so what's next, right? Just like the long list of prestigious Grand Masters that have served before, and so many Masons that have served before, when they exit an office, it's not about you're done. It's about where can I go next to help continue to serve the craft. So that's where I'm at. It'll be my humble pleasure to serve as Grand Lecturer next year. Grand Master-elect Dale Morrow has asked me to do that. He knows that's a passion of mine. I've been doing for some time now, for 18 years now. when I look at the future of Freemasonry in Kansas, it's absolutely bright. It's not without some trials and tribulations, lodges that are struggling out there, but I think such is the nature of our journey as mankind, right? It ebbs and flows. So I think we stick to our foundation. We have to be aware of the new generations and the change in societal norms. We have to look at that so we can continue to gauge the current generation. But that doesn't mean in any way that we give up what we're about and our founding principles. Amazing year next year. It'll be my pleasure to serve at the will and pleasure of Dale Morrow as Grand Master. He will be the 150th Grand Master of Masons in Kansas. So like the rest of you, it is an honor and pleasure to serve in any capacity, and I look forward to seeing many of you in many, many lodges down the road. Kansas Freemasonry, a long, bright future. We all just need to stay engaged, keep each other pumped up, keep us looking forward, and it's still the best place to be, to improve yourself, to bring men of like caliber, like moral principles into the fraternity, and that's what I want to surround myself with. Great time to be Mason.